For this, we're gonna need a bag of for this. Hello, welcome to our final episode of Cooking with Con. Today we're going to be learning how to make tea and the different types of tea. Of course, today we are sponsored by Sunrise Salsa. We couldn't do this show without them. You can buy Sunrise Salsa at Woodman's in Green Bay and Appleton, right by the hummus. It's made fresh every week, so stop on by if you want some fresh salsa. All right, so now first thing you're going to want to do, the most important thing is you want to get yourself an electric kettle because it's temperature regulated. Different teas require different temperatures. So a green tea would require about 80 degrees Celsius, and then like a pu'er or a oolong tea would be 195 to boiling. So I have my my electric boiler running right now at 80 degrees Celsius or 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, as that's boiling, we're going to load up our tea. So the first tea we're going to try is a long gin. It's a green tea. Okay, so the green teas we're going to be cooking at 80 degrees Celsius. Now, this is a loose leaf tea. This is not a tea in a bag, and it makes such a big difference because it doesn't have, when you put tea in a bag, it doesn't have space to unfurl. So you're gonna get like a bitter, burnt flavor, and the temperature makes a big difference because you can burn your tea. There is such a thing. So now that we have that loaded up, actually I'll put a little bit more. We're going to want to load it up maybe a third of the way to a quarter of the way. The more tea you have, the stronger the flavor is going to be. So first thing is you're going to fill it up, about 150 milliliters, and just let it sit for maybe 10 seconds. What you're doing is you're going to rinse it, and you're going to basically get it ready for you. So we'll this is actually going to be poured out. Yeah, you might think it's a waste, but there's a purpose. This is going to be more watered down, and it's going to rinse out the tea, basically like a wash. Okay. So now we are going to dump this out, but I want you guys to just smell this and describe what you guys are smelling, and then we're going to dump it out in here, okay? So while this is setting up, describe to me what you guys are smelling.
It smells kind of, I want to say earthy. I know that's very vague, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
I don't know why, but it made it like chocolate granola or something from really weird, but that's like.
I smell like roasted nuts, kind of.
I can get a little nutty.
Like
I was thinking maybe a little almost piney.
Like roasted pine nuts.
Yeah, the nutty smell.
All right, so now you can dump that in there. Yep, just dump it in there in my magic tray here. Now this has been steeping for 30 seconds to a minute. So you notice the color change. This is a little bit deeper. Now it's a beautiful golden green color. This is called long gin green tea, one of my favorite teas. I think it's the best tasting tea, but you're gonna want to eat something with it when you drink it. I usually drink it in the morning, so you can drink a little bit of milk with it. But I'm lactose intolerant, so I drink lactose-free milk, of course. All right, look how beautiful that came out. Man. All right, now smell it and then taste it, okay? Be careful, it's a little warm. So now this. And then while that's being tasted.
It's like the same smell, but it's
More intense.
Yeah, more intense.
Taste it. See if it tastes different than your normal teas you guys are used to.
Yeah, it doesn't taste kind of what I thought it would.
Yeah.
It's light. Like I'm not like, it's not overpowering with like I thought the smell.
But the smell is very strong, right?
I thought it would taste very strong like that.
Yeah, it's a light. It's very subtle. Tea is it's a very subtle beverage. Okay, so you're paying good money for like slight differences, but once you delve into the tea world, you'll realize like good tea makes a big difference. Oh, you're gonna want good ingredients, good tea, good water, and proper technique, aka the temperature. All right, so now we are going to pour this out, and then we're going to teach you how to make a little appetizer, because after this tea we're going to switch over to a pu'er tea, and I will teach you a little bit about that. So green teas are the unfermented, unroasted teas, and then your next one is a oolong, which is semi-roasted, semi-fermented, and then your pu'er, which will be your dark fermented tea. That would be this guy right here. This guy is more like woodsy. It's got definitely a different flavor. But we'll cut to the video and we'll teach you how to make some stir-fried spinach. We're gonna need a bag of spinach, like 3 to 5 minutes. A piece of garlic, this is elephant garlic. Some oil. And a skillet. And optional, 150 mils of beef broth. Add a little bit of flavor. We're gonna get the pan up to heat. Add some oil, maybe about a teaspoon. While the oil's heating up, you're gonna want to smash up your garlic. Just finely chop it up. No specific way. I'm using half of an elephant garlic, but normally it'd be like 1 or 2 cloves, 2 little pieces. Throw it into the plate. Sauteing up that. Since I'm using a non-stick pan, I'm gonna want to use a wooden spatula. Now this is already pre-washed, but just check it to make sure there's no rotten ones, because even though they wash them, they can still rot in the bag once they get past certain date. I want to saute this, add a little bit of beef broth to it. Beautiful. I'm going to want to add a little bit of soy sauce to it. Okay, maybe about a teaspoon, 1 or 2 teaspoons to taste. That will be your salt. All right, then we're gonna wanna, because we're basically blanching it right now, when it gets to the right level, we'll remove it from the oil and the broth here. Basically, parboil, blanching mixed with sauteed technique. I'm pretty sure there's an official name for it, but that's the gist of it. So once that's all ready, that's what it should look like. And that should be it. They're all done. All right, welcome back. I hope you like that cooking tutorial. Now we are going to actually bump this heat up. We were at 175. Now we're going to be at 215 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. Now we are going to be taking out our chopsticks and we are going to be tasting this little appetizer. That way it'll cleanse our palate, so that way we can taste the difference in and of course you can get more if you want. I want you guys to taste it. How does it smell, guys? You guys gotta explain to them because they don't have smell-o-vision yet.
Garlic for sure. Soy sauce.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I definitely
All right, dig in, boys. And of course, now we're going to be putting my favorite tea, Pu'er. This is one of my favorite teas. It's gonna look so beautiful. It's a deep red color, deep red, probably like a mahogany, like red color. You guys are gonna love it. It looks so pretty. Is that pretty good? You guys like it? Nice little cleanser.
I'm not a soy sauce guy.
All right, now that our water is boiling, we're gonna, this pu'er, you have to make sure you rinse it because it clears out like all the fermentation process. So fermentation, if you don't know, is basically letting it rot, which is a good and bad thing, you know what I mean? Like you want to control the rotting. But we're gonna let this sit for maybe 10-15 seconds, let it rinse everything out, open up all the leaves, and it's gonna look totally different. Right now it looks like a bunch of like ashes, like so some like old dirty tobacco, but it'll look beautiful once it opens up. Okay. If you can give me your cups, please, and then I'll let you smell, and then we're gonna dump out the first one is always a smell, okay? So it prepares you for what you're about to drink. Okay. Describe what this smells like. To me, it smells like mushroom, like in a dark woods. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to describe. Like it's like giving, it's like giving a hug to a friend in the dark woods. You know what I'm saying? like you'll see.
I've never smelled that before.
Let me know if this visualization comes up.
Again, I get earthy, woodsy.
Yeah.
I can smell a little bit of mushroom. I
Right?
don't know if there's any actually there.
No, there's no mushroom in here, but
It's like kind of like by like a stream or like a.
yeah, you know, like I'm envisioning like the Hobbit, like the Shire woods. You know, like this is what the Shire would smell like. Okay. And then when you guys are done, you guys can dump out your thing. I know it smells good, like you want to taste it, but you trust me, it's subpar. I wouldn't give my guests subpar tea.
I appreciate that.
Always got to be courteous. All right, so now this should be ready. And then when you are done pouring it out, you're going to want to open up the cap. You don't want to overcook your teas, okay? Overcooking your tea leads to bitterness. Whenever your tea is bitter, that means that you burnt it. Or you put too much tea leaves. Look how deep that is. Okay.
Such a
It looks
change.
black, right? It looks black, especially on camera, but wait till we hold it up.
It's a really big change from that being snow.
So if you hold it up to the light, you'll see it's a very dark looking, but if you look through it, it's a deep, deep red, right? Like the deepest red that you could imagine. Move this. Boom. All right. Let this cool down a little bit, taste it, and then we will end our episode. All right, to the final episode of Cooking with Khan.
Thank you.
Cheers, my friends.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for being with us. How's it taste besides hot?
Besides hot.
It's at 100 degrees C, so it's going to be very hot,
It
which
is hot.
which will come in handy in the wintertime.
It's definitely earthy.
Yeah.
A bit earthier.
And it's an acquired taste. Like when I first tasted it, I'm like, I don't know. But then like after you drink a couple, you're like, oh man, this is actually,
Yeah.
it's actually really good.
Interesting.
Like I think it's definitely a good sipper. Like I don't want like a
Yes.
whole jug of this.
Yeah.
But
That's why we do it in like little shots.
It is subtle.
You get more. So think of these as like espressos. So you're concentrating the flavor, and it's a wider, more dynamic range of flavor when you're using a mini Chinese tea kettle like this. It's designed like this. It's not because they couldn't make it any bigger. They want it. It's very specific size and volume for what they're trying to achieve. And trust me, don't get the big pot. Get the small, like about 200, 150 milliliter pot, and you'll thank me. But other than that, we'll sign off. Thank you for seeing us. Have a good one.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Breakdown. This is going to be the final stream / episode, and yeah, let's get rolling. It's October 14th right now as the making of the stream, and that means that Halloween is upon us, and I thought what better way to end Breakdown than with a breakdown of a spooky beat that I made with a beat switch, and yeah, I think it sounds pretty cool. Yeah. So before we get into it, like to cue up a video about today's sponsor, which is Spirit Halloween. This stream is brought to you by Spirit Halloween. Now, Spirit Halloween is the #1 stop to go to find everything Halloween. Whether you need decorations or animatronics for your front yard, or just, get a little costume for yourself. Whatever you need, they just have the greatest products on the market, hands down. I've been to several Halloween stores. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, and yeah, no one does it like Spirit Halloween. So make sure you get over to your nearest Spirit Halloween today and get everything Halloween that you need there. Thank you, Spirit Halloween, for sponsoring this stream. Now, back to the stream. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into it. I think the best way to start is to just preview the beat and then show you what we are working with. Which is in the video that we are about to show. It's October, which means it is officially spooky season, and what better way to kick off spooky season than to create a spooky beat. Today we are going to break down the beat that I just made. It is in the key of F sharp harmonic, and it is 142 BPM. It's something that took me a little bit to create, and I am quite proud of how it turned out, so we'll be playing that right now. And yeah, we'll break down the beat as per usual, go step by step on how I created it and how you can create it for your beats too. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so let's just start at the beginning here. So the first sound that I used was the bells. and that was from Trifecta and the Contact Bank. It looks absolutely crazy, this melody does, but it's really not too difficult. As you can see, I'll just move it like that. I just chopped up the chord and then put it down an octave, and it sounds like this. And then I layered that with this kind of pad sounding thing, and it sounds like this. And then at the end, or in the middle, I guess, of this, I do have a counter melody on top. This is also with Trifecta. Thought it sounded quite eerie, and I just liked how it sounded. Also important to note that we are at 142 BPM, as you can see up here, and then F minor harmonic, I believe. And then that's pretty much it for the first part of the beat in terms of the sounds that I used. And then I also have these drums that comes in with the 808, and then the snare and the auxiliary snare, kick, open hat, and the hi-hat coming after. I just followed the bass notes for the 808 pattern, nothing too crazy. And then the hats have this little, it's a really fast triplet roll that just kind of rolls on itself a few times. I changed the velocity and it sounds like this. Oh, should probably solo it. And then at the end, I have this hat that slides down to the G sharp, a few octaves down. It's very subtle, but if you are listening in headphones, you can kind of hear it. And that's the first part of the beat. And then I transition to, well, I have this little sound effect right here that just transitions like this. I have a piano and bass notes that fade in, and this melody up here, which sounds kind of crazy, and it looks equally crazy. And you can see these chopped up notes. This is actually the hi-hat. I copied it on this pattern, and it just kind of flickers into the melody, and I thought it sounded really cool. And then the second part, this is just actually the counter melody for the first beat. I thought that sound, you can barely notice that, but it's in the same key. I just copied it over and I thought it sounded pretty nice. I have this laughing sample that has reverb and delay on it, and I pitched it down. The original does not really sound much like that, but. And then the synth is also the sound of the original counter melody. I picked some notes that just sounded nice with it. And then the piano with the bass sounds like this. And the bass follows the melody, which I don't often do, but thought it just kind of worked. And the drums, first I have this very faint hat and clap. And then I have an 808 that kicks in. I thought that just sounded really cool. Just have kind of a lull and then into these much heavier drums with a very heavy 808. And the transition into it sounds like this. Only thing to really note is I have some 808 rolls right here. I have a slide up and then slide down. And then I just have some notes that are really high up that almost give it a glitchy sound. And yeah, together everything sounds like this at the end. I don't have the bass at all, because if I had the bass and the 808 it would just clash. And then I eventually bring the synth at the end. Yeah, that pretty much covers everything in this beat. I thought it sounded quite spooky and eerie with the key that we were in and the sounds that we were using. That is the end of Breakdown and the end of Morning Commute as a whole. Thank you all for watching, and if we continue this, I'll see you next time. But until then, goodbye everyone, and have a good day.